Okay, so today, coming after work, going to work and coming after work, I usually watch these self-help videos, and I was watching Dr. Gabor Mates videos, podcasts, and for some reason I felt triggered. I started crying, or I felt like I couldn't watch it anymore. So I watched it anyway, but when it got to the point that he said that he was abandoned as a baby by his mother, that's kind of when it really clicked. And I was crying, and I was trying to figure out why is it triggering me? Why am I crying? And I was like, I want to know what's the connection, what's the root cause. And I was kind of forcing it out of myself. But then I took a breath and thought, it's not meant to be forced. Let yourself show you, tell you. And so I asked myself, okay, show me, tell me, where is the root cause? What triggered me? And I was just like shown this kind of like, I don't know exactly if it was a memory or not, but it was maybe so that I could understand. Uh, I was brought up by another lady who was a neighbor to us when I was little, and my sister was in a school, so a bit far away from us. So she left me with this neighboring aunt and went to pick up my sister and come back home. So I had to wait with that lady for the duration, and what I saw was I was standing very far away, and I saw my mum and this lady standing there near her house, and my mama was giving my baby self to this neighboring auntie. And it's not that I don't like her, but I thought of her as my second mother, and now she is no more. But I felt like my mother was abandoning me in that moment, like she didn't want me. That's what I felt. And I started crying. Like, I was like trying to like cave into myself, crying. And this heartbreaking pain just was going through me in that moment. And I couldn't cry out loud because everyone is still awake. And if they heard me crying, they would be like, why are you crying? So I'll get interrupted. So I can't shout. Oh. So I had to be quiet and cry my heart out. So after a while, I had to kind of like tell myself, get deep breath. I was I was feeling my baby self's emotions of being terrified, of being handed over to someone I didn't know, and my mother was the only one I knew. And it's hard to explain, but that was what I was feeling, abandonment. And I've been trying a lot to find out the root cause of it, and I think this is it. And then after I cried my heart out and all of that, I got to my room, and it's like I had to off the lights, and it had to be dark because that's how I've done most of my shadow work, so it comes easier when it's dark. So then in my mind's eye, but doing all of this, I was still like being distracted and trying to be taken out of whatever this was, this way of feeling this pain. But then again, I came back to that picture that my mind was showing me, and I walked closer to my baby self. And I kept telling myself that it's okay, it's safe, you are loved, she didn't abandon you were not abandoned. Because if everything is you and you are everything, then you can't really abandon yourself. So anyway, after I expressed that emotion, everything kind of settled. And by this time, as I was getting closer, my baby self was crying, flailing her arms about and crying. And as I was getting closer, I kept on telling myself, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Like I was literally talking to a baby. And having my nephew, it has made it so much easier to like think of a baby, because I'm the youngest and there's not been a lot of babies for me to move around with. So anyway, so and I kept imagining my mom being there. It's okay, it's okay. And then in a moment, I was being handed back to my mama. And then in a moment, I was seeing myself as my adult self, literally holding my baby self and looking into her eyes and saying, you are safe and you are loved, and most of all, you are worthy of love. And then in that moment, the whole scene changed, and my baby self was like laughing, and there was a white butterfly flying near, and she was reaching out her tiny hand to catch the butterfly. That kind of like made me feel like I was whole again. Like it's really cool. And at that same time, I was like thinking I don't deserve that. I'm not worthy of, like, that's all it takes to heal. And my baby self just forgives me. It wasn't anyone's fault. So I reminded myself that it wasn't anyone's fault. It happened so that, yes, I could be closer to myself and feel that joy of feeling whole again. So that's something I wanted to share. It's giving me like I'm sharing something very vulnerable and private. I don't know how and what's going to come after this, or even if the video quality is good, or you can even hear me. But something was telling me, share it. You never know, right?